Welcome to the final part of Maths Chapter 7 Ratios and Proportions. In this part, we are going to study about the important properties of proportions. See, we know that four quantities A, B, C and D form a proportion. That is, if A is to B is in proportion with C is to D, or A is to B is equal to A upon B is equal to C upon D. Many other proportions may be obtained using the properties of fractions, and some of these proportions are given below. So we have been given A by B is equal to C by D, but many other results can be derived from the properties of fractions. Let us find those results. The first result is invertendo. Invertendo. What do you mean by invertendo? According to the property of invertendo or property of proportions, if A is to B is equal to C is to D, then B is to A is equal to D is to C. That means if you reciprocal both the ratios, if you apply reciprocal ratios to each ratio, then also both the ratios will be in proportion. So if A is to B is in proportion with C is to D, that means B is to A will also be in proportion with D is to C. Okay. Next is alternando. Next is alternando. According to alternando property of proportions, if A is to B is equal to C is to D, if A is to B is equal to C is to D, then A is to C is equal to B is to D. Now, I want you to visualize as well, and for visualization, the fractions are very important. See, this is the original ratio which we have got. Let me change the color. This is the original ratio. A by B is equal to C by D. So in invertendo, it becomes B by A is equal to D by C. You see how reciprocal has happened on both the sides? But over here, if we have A by B is equal to C by D, it gets converted into A by C is equal to B by D. What has happened? B has taken C's place and C has taken B's place. You understand what has happened? Let me show you again properly. The place of C is taken by B and the place of B is taken by C. C and B interchange their places. So there is a diagonal interchange of places happening, and that is alternando. Alternando. Okay. So if A by B is equal to C by D, then we can say that A by C is equal to B by D. Then comes componendo. This is very important. Componendo. Componendo means if A by B is equal to C by D, then A plus B by B is equal to C plus D by D. So what we are doing is we are adding 1 on both the sides. And then in the numerator, a bigger quantity is obtained, which is the sum of numerator and denominator. Denominator remains as it is. Then there is a dividendo. Dividendo is subtracting 1 from both the sides. So if we have A by B is equal to C by D, then it becomes A minus B by B is equal to C minus D by D. And then finally we have componendo dividendo. Componendo dividendo. What is componendo dividendo? Componendo dividendo means the combination of third and fourth property. So in the numerator there will be A plus B, in the denominator there will be A minus B. On the other side, in the other ratio, numerator will have C plus D and denominator will have C minus D. Let's look at it. So by componendo dividendo, we have A plus B by A minus B is equal to C plus D by C minus D. So if, remember these, okay, if A by B is equal to C by D, if you apply invertendo, you get B by A is equal to D by C. If you apply alternando, you get A by C is equal to B by D. If you apply componendo, you get A plus B by B is equal to C plus D by D. If you apply dividendo, you get A minus B by B is equal to C minus D by D. And if you divide result 3 and 4, that is, if you apply componendo and dividendo, you get A plus B upon A minus B is equal to C plus D upon C minus D. Do you understand it now? Perfect. Great, 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 great. Okay, what next? We have some solved examples and we are going to apply all these properties of proportions which we have just learned, the 5 operations on certain questions, and then let's see how we can solve them. Let me tell you, this is the last part, final part of the chapter. Okay, so we have got one question which says 8x plus 13y by 8x minus 13y is equal to 9 by 7. You have to find x is to y. Now remember one thing. Remember one thing. Here you already see a pattern which looks like one of the property of the ratio. Which property did we study just now which looks just like this? Which property? The property which we studied just now, which looks just like this, is componendo dividendo. And it is a fact that any ratio which is already looking like a componendo dividendo, pattern, if you apply componendo dividendo on it, again, it will get simplified. It will get simplified. Okay, so let's try that. So applying componendo dividendo. Applying componendo dividendo, what do we get? 8x plus 13y plus 8x minus 13y, that is numerator plus denominator, upon 8x plus 13y minus bracket 8x minus 13y. So what happens? A plus b upon a minus b is equal to 9 plus 7 upon 9 minus 7. So if you apply componendo dividendo to left hand side, you also have to apply it to the right hand side. Okay, so here 13y gets cut from both the sides. 8x minus 8x gets cut from both the side. Wait, I have to open the bracket and then cut. So just wait. So this will become 16x upon 13y. Let 13y be cut. This will become 8x plus 13y minus 8x plus 13y. So minus 8x will cut is equal to 9 plus 7, 16 by 2. Okay, so this will become 16x by 26y is equal to 16 by 2. 16 gets cut, and see, 26 can be taken over to the other side, so x by y becomes 26 by 2, which is 13 is to 1. 13 is to 1. Let's check x is to y, 13 is to 1. Yes, it is correct. So did you understand how to apply componendo dividendo? Always remember, in dividendo, when you open the bracket and there is a minus sign, of course there will be, all the signs inside will change. So always put a bracket. Otherwise there will be a silly mistake and you will lose marks. So be careful. Okay. This is easy. Like, the properties are also very simple, and 90% of the time a question can be solved by applying componendo dividend. Let's go to the next question. Okay, So the question says, wait, let me just delete this one so I get some space over here. Let me move it up a bit. Okay, great. So the question says, if A is to B is equal to C is to D, A is to B is equal to C is to D. Show that 3A plus 2B, so this is given, to prove 3A plus 2B is to 3A minus 2B is equal to 3C plus 2D is to 3C minus 2D. 3A plus 2B is to 3A minus 2B is equal to 3C plus 2D is to 3C minus 2D. This we have to prove. Okay. Now see, I told you in the previous video that K method is very crucial and very useful method. So you can use K method wherever you can, and then you can prove whatever you want to. So I recommend that you can use K method over here. But before using K method, just have a look at the pattern of the question. See, in this ratio pattern, it's very difficult to understand. So I'm just going to write it in the fractional form and try to see what this looks like. 3A plus 2B upon 3A minus 2B is equal to 3C plus 2D upon 3C minus 2D. This is what you need to prove. This is not given to you. So you cannot apply any componendo dividendo on this whatsoever. Okay. See, I have one more method. K method is one method. I'm going to try K method, but I have one more method which I want to try. So I'm going to solve this question by two methods which are coming to my mind right now. Let me show you. The first method is, okay, let's first try with the K method and then I'll show you the other method. So let A by B is equal to C by D is equal to K, which implies A is equal to BK and C is equal to DK. A is equal to BK and C is equal to DK. Okay. So LHS. Now I have to prove this is equal to this. So LHS is 3A plus 2B upon 3A minus 2B. So in the place of A, I'm going to put BK. So 3BK plus 2B upon 3BK minus 2B. So can you tell me what will be common over here? Okay, I think B will be common over here and I'm going to get 3K plus 2 by B will be common in denominator, 3K minus 2. B will get cut and 3K plus 2, 3K minus 2 is what I'm getting in the LHS. Let's check RHS. So RHS is 3C plus 2D upon 3C minus 2D. Okay, so I'm just going to put, in the place of C, I'm going to put DK. So 3DK plus 2D upon 3DK minus 2D, which will become D common 3K plus 2 upon D common 3K minus 2. DD gets cancelled. I'm getting 3K plus 2 upon 3K minus 2. Do you see that LHS and RHS are exactly same? So we have proved that LHS is equal to RHS by K method. Remember, K method is useful, okay? But we have proved it once again that K method is useful. But what about the properties of proportions? What about alternando, componendo, dividendo? What about all those? Will they be used or not? Well, let me tell you, let's use them. Let me show you how to use them. Okay, so we know that A by B is equal to C by D. So I see a pattern over here. With A 3 is multiplied, with C 3 is multiplied, and with B and D 2 is multiplied. So multiplying 3 by 2 on both sides, we get 3A by 2B is equal to 3C by 2D. Okay, then applying componendo dividendo, applying componendo dividendo, what do we get? 3A plus 2B upon 3A minus 2B. Here I am getting 3C plus 2D upon 3C minus 2D. That's componendo dividendo, and directly you get your answer, which you have to prove. So either you use K method or you use properties of proportions, invertendo, alternando, componendo dividendo, or componendo dividendo. Okay, so you use all these properties or you use K method, you are going to get the answer. So now things have become more easier for you because your options have opened up, right? Let's go to the next question. I hope you have understood that. Okay, next one. Oops. Okay, in this question, if 8A minus 5B upon 8C minus 5D is equal to 8A plus 5B upon 8C plus 5D, prove that A by B is equal to C by D. See how I'm going to solve this. Just look. See, I have been given 8A minus 5B upon 8C minus 5D is equal to 8A plus 5B upon 8C plus 5D. Applying alternando, it will become 8A minus 5B upon 8A plus 5B is equal to 8C minus 5D upon 8C plus 5D. Okay. Applying invertendo. Okay. I'm going to get 8A plus 5B, 8A plus 5B upon 8A minus 5B is equal to 8C plus 5D upon 8C minus 5D. Did you notice what did I do? The original question which was given to me was not in the standard form, of A plus B upon A minus B is equal to C plus D upon C minus D. A plus B wala term was over here, C plus D wala term was over here, so everything was haywire. When I applied alternando, this term went over here, this term went over here, and then when I applied invertendo, this went up and this went up, and the term which are in the numerator came down. Okay, now it is in this standard form. Now I told you in the beginning, in the first question, I think, that whenever a question is already in the form of componendo dividendo, and you apply componendo dividendo on it once again, it simplifies. Let's do that. Applying componendo dividendo. Once again, what do we get? 8a plus 5b plus 8a minus 5b upon 8a plus 5b minus, now I'll change the sign right away, 8a plus 5b. Okay, this became minus 8a, this became plus 5. Similarly, 8c plus 5d plus 8c minus 5d, the whole upon 8c plus 5d minus 8c plus 5d. So plus 5b I'm sorry, plus 5b minus 5b gets cut from the numerator, minus 8a plus 8a gets cut over here. Similarly, plus and minus terms will get cut and you get 16a by 10b is equal to 16c by 10d. 16 and 10 will get cut and you get a by b is equal to c by d, which means a is to b is in proportion with c is to d. Correct? Great. So you now understand how to apply properties of proportion very well. Okay, great. There are some challenging questions coming up. Okay, so they say that p is equal to 4xy upon x plus y. You have to find the value of p plus 2x upon p minus 2x plus p plus 2y upon p minus 2y. Sounds interesting, right? It is interesting. Okay, how will you solve this? See, we have got p over here. P is 4xy upon x plus y. 4xy upon x plus y. How do I write this p, which is 4xy upon x plus y? Can I write it as 4xy upon x plus y? How do I split it? That is the doubt I'm having. Okay, can I write it as p is equal to 2x multiplied by 2y upon x plus y? And then can I write it as p by 2x is equal to 2y by x plus y? And then can I apply componendo dividendo on it? So what will it become? P plus 2x upon p minus 2x is equal to 2y plus x plus y upon 2y minus x minus y. So p plus 2x upon p minus 2x equals x plus 3y upon y minus x. Okay, so that's the answer of this first ratio. Now what? Okay, look closely. Now I'm going to write p by 2y. See, from the same thing, I'm going to write p by 2y as 2x upon x plus y and apply componendo dividendo. Okay, now again applying componendo dividendo. So p plus 2y upon p minus 2y will be 2x plus x plus y upon 2x minus x minus y. So it will be equal to 3x plus y upon x minus y. Now we have to find the value of p plus 2x upon p minus 2x minus, hey, is it minus or plus? It's plus, I'm sorry, plus p plus 2y upon p minus 2y. So what is p plus 2x upon p minus 2x? It is x plus 3y upon y minus x, and plus p plus 2y upon p minus 2y is 3x plus y upon x minus y. So this y minus x will turn into x minus y, and minus sign will get multiplied in the numerator. X plus 3y minus of x plus 3y plus 3x plus y, and both the denominator become x minus y, so that becomes a common denominator. No need to take LCM, and this will become minus x minus 3y plus 3x plus y upon x minus y, and this will be 3x minus x 2x minus 2y upon x minus y, which will be 2 bracket x minus y upon x minus y. X minus y gets cut and the answer becomes 2. The final answer of the fraction is 2. So yes, there was an application of componendo dividendo over this 2 steps, and we got the correct answer 2, right? Okay, let's go to the next question. Now this next question which you see over here, you have to prove something. Remember in this, uh, A is to B is equal to C is to D is given to you, and you have to prove this complicated thing. To prove, I'll just write it once so that you have an idea that what is to be proved. A square plus AC plus C square by A square minus AC plus C square is equal to B square plus BD plus D square by B square minus BD plus D square. You have to prove this complicated thing from, and it has been given that A is to B is equal to C is to D. You have to prove this thing. Here, componendo, dividendo, alternando, nothing's going to work because we have squares and all. So it's complicated, okay? So here you are going to use K method. K method will be your savior here, okay? So let A by B is equal to C by D is equal to K, which implies A is equal to BK and C is equal to DK. Now take LHS. I'm just giving you a hint, you have to solve the whole thing. Take LHS, which is A square plus AC plus C square upon A square minus AC plus C square. And in the place of A and C, wherever there are A and wherever there is C, just put BK and DK. So B square K square plus A is BK, C is DK. So BD K square plus C square is D square K square, the whole upon same thing B square K square minus BD K square plus D square K square. Now simplify this. How will you simplify? You will take out something common. Now if you see, K square is common in the numerator, so you get B square plus BD plus D square, and in the denominator also K square is common, so you get B square minus BD plus D square, and this K square gets cancelled, and whatever is left is exactly equal to the right hand side. So you start with LHS, but you get RHS in the third step itself. So K method is definitely very useful here, right? So 28th is also done. This is by K method. Let's go to the next question. X, Y, and Z are in continued proportion. Prove that x square minus y square is to x square plus y square is equal to x minus z is to x plus z. Remember, Here also k method is going to come. But what is given? X, y and z are in continued proportion. So x is to y is to z. This is given to you, right? So this means that x upon y is equal to y upon z. Now we have to take x upon y is equal to y upon z as k. Therefore, we can say that x is equal to yk and y is equal to zk. Okay. So in the place of y, I'm going to put zk. Wherever there is y, I'm going to put zk. But see, x is equal to yk. Now in the place of y, if I put zk, so it will become zk into k, that is zk square. So x is nothing but zk square and y is nothing but zk. Now we can prove anything. Okay, so what we have to prove? The LHS, x square minus y square upon x square plus y square. We have to simplify this and prove that it is equal to x minus z is to x plus z. Okay, what is x square minus y square? X square is zk square the whole square minus y square is zk the whole square. Okay, what is x square plus y square? Zk square the whole square plus zk the whole square. Okay, so we are going to get z square k raised to 4 minus z square k square upon z square k raised to 4 plus z square k square. Let's take out z square k square common and you are going to be left with k square minus 1 upon, here also I think z square k square will come out common and we'll be getting k square plus 1, correct? So I'm getting k square minus 1 upon k square plus 1 as LHS. What about RHS? Because I'm not getting LHS equal to RHS, I'm getting something else over here. Okay, we can do one thing. In the place of k square, we can substitute something. See, that's one option. Okay. See, we know that x is equal to zk square. So k square is equal to, see, we know that x is equal to zk square. So can I say that x by z is equal to k square? Right? So in the place of k square, I'll put x by z. X by z minus 1 upon x by z plus 1. That is x minus z by z upon x plus z, x plus z by z. Z will cancel and I'll get x minus z upon x plus z. Little bit of patience and you get the answer, which is equal to your RHS. Okay, hence proved. Did you understand the concept? So K method works well everywhere. Even where the properties of proportion doesn't seem to work, you put K method, you get the answer. You should be good in algebra. That's all what is required. Okay. Next question. Using the properties of proportion, solve the following equation for x. Now they are emphasizing that we have to use the properties of proportion. Okay, so what property can we use over here? Okay, let's see. We have to find the value of x, that is for sure. So x cube plus 3x upon 3x square plus 1 is equal to 341 upon 91. The one property which comes to my mind First is componendo dividendo. As I told you, that's the only property which is used most frequently. So let us apply componendo dividendo. So by componendo dividendo, we get x cube plus 3x plus 3x square plus 1 upon x cube plus 3x minus 3x square minus 1 is equal to 341 plus 91 upon 341 minus 91. Okay, now look at it closely. Okay, see, you will find a pattern here. X cube plus 3x bracket 1 plus x plus 1 cube, the whole upon, here you get x cube plus 3x bracket 1 minus x minus 1 cube. Okay, 341 plus 91. Let me just write it properly. Okay, so 1 plus 1, 2. 4 plus 9 is 13, 3. And this will be 432. Okay, this will be 1 minus 1, 0. 34 minus 9 will be 25. Great. Now I want you to remember the identities which you have studied in algebra. Expansion and factorization. Yeah, you might have studied, remember the identities. A cube plus 3ab bracket a plus b cube. A cube plus 3ab bracket a minus b cube. Do you remember the identity? Okay, if you don't remember the identity, let me write it this way. A cube plus 3 into a into b plus a plus b cube, the whole upon a cube plus okay, here I'm going to write little bit differently so that you get exact idea about the identity, minus 3ab bracket a minus b minus b cube. This is the identity of a plus b the whole cube and a minus b the whole cube. So this will become, I'm directly writing beneath it, x plus 1 the whole cube upon x minus 1 the whole cube. Okay, if you cut this by 2, you will get 216 upon 125. Now you know what I'm going to do? Cube rooting both sides. Cube rooting both the sides. What will it give you? Cube rooting both the sides. You will get x plus 1 upon x minus 1. सीधा क्यूब रूट किया तो ये जो क्यूब है वो निकल जाएगा. What is the cube root of 216? 6. And what is the cube root of 125? It is 5. Let's solve it further. See, I have directly taken the cube root. Okay. So it will become 5 bracket x plus 1 is equal to 6 bracket x minus 1, and this is 5x plus 5 is equal to 6x minus 6. So 5x minus 6x is equal to minus 5 minus 6. So minus x is equal to minus 11. So x is equal to 11. The answer, the value of x is 11. Correct? Sound the trumpets and ready for the party. Why? Because we are at the last question of the chapter and we are done with ratio and proportion. I don't believe it, but I made the video in one day. In one day, I made all the videos, all 3 parts, 31 solved examples with concept, with discussion. right? So for me to create videos or create lectures is very easy, but I understand that for you, you require time to understand each and every step, and then to apply, then to write the solved example, then to do the exercise, then to think that how can you solve one particular doubt. It is a overall lengthy process, and I understand that. So I don't expect that you are going to be ready with your homework in one day. So I'm going to give you time. Don't worry about that. I'm going to give you proper time for doing the homework. Let's finish the chapter. So the value of x is given to you. It is root 3a plus 2b plus root 3a minus 2b upon root 3a plus 2b plus root 3a minus 2b. Hey, there is some mistake over here, because the numerator and denominator looks exactly same. I think there should be a minus sign over here in the denominator. Let us check. Should we? Let's check. 31 question. Okay, so we have, yes, as I told you, there should be a minus sign in the new denominator. Okay, let's bring it minus sign. So as I was telling, this should be minus. Okay, remember that. Prove that bx square minus 3ax plus b is 0. So let me write what x is. X is equal to root of 3a plus 2b plus under root of 3a minus 2b, the whole upon under root of 3a plus 2b, wait, 3a plus 2b minus under root of 3a minus 2b. Okay, can I write x by 1 over here? That will make things more easy. Great. How to solve this? How to prove this thing? See, I can see that this right hand side is already in the form of componendo dividendo, and I told you that if you want to simplify a ratio which is in the form of componendo dividendo, apply componendo dividendo on it all over again. Okay, so by componendo dividendo, what do you get? On left hand side you get x plus 1 upon x minus 1. On right hand side you get root of 3a plus 2b plus root of 3a minus 2b plus root of 3a plus 2b minus root of 3a minus 2b, the whole upon, are you getting what I'm doing? A plus b upon a minus b we have, right? So this is the whole numerator, this is the whole denominator. I've just added them, and in the denominator I'm getting root of 3a plus 2b plus root of 3a minus 2b minus root of 3a plus 2b plus root of 3a minus 2b. Okay, so these two will get cut, these two will get cut. So what do we have here? X plus 1 upon x minus 1. We have 2 root of 3a plus 2b upon 2 root of 3a minus 2b. 2 gets cancelled. See, we got something simpler. Now what? Squaring both the sides. Squaring both sides. So we get x plus 1 the whole square upon x minus 1 the whole square is equal to 3a plus 2b upon 3a minus 2b. Here we don't square anything because On squaring, the square root simply disappears. Okay, so we get x square plus 2x plus 1 upon x square minus 2x plus 1 is equal to 3a plus 2b upon 3a minus 2b. Now for simplification, see what you have to prove. For simplification, just cross multiply. So you get x square plus 2x plus 1 bracket 3a minus 2b is equal to x square minus 2x plus 1 bracket 3a plus 2b. Multiply. So x square into 3a is 3ax square. Am I going correct? Shall we apply componendo dividendo all over again to the whole thing? Yes. Why are we multiplying, man? So stupid, man. You understand what I mean? See, what I mean is, this is still in the form of componendo dividendo. To further simplify it, apply componendo dividendo again on both the sides. So applying componendo by componendo dividendo, we get x square plus 2x plus 1 plus x square minus 2x plus 1 the whole upon x square plus 2x plus 1 minus x square plus 2x minus 1 is equal to 3a plus 2b plus 3a minus 2b the whole upon 3a plus 2b minus 3a plus 2b. So here minus 2x plus 2x will get cut. Here minus x square plus x square and plus 1 minus 1 will get cut. Here minus 2b plus 2b will get cut. Here minus 3a plus 3a will get cut. See how it got simplified? So this will remain as 2x square plus 2 by this will remain as 4x. 2x plus 2x is 4x, and here I'll get 6a by 4b. See how simple it has become? Great. Now what? Now see, cut this 4 on both the sides and take out 2 common over here. So it'll get it'll become x square plus 1 by x is equal to 6a by b. Now take 2 on the other side. So x square plus 1 by x is equal to 6a by 2b. This 2 will get cut with this 6. You will get 3. Now cross multiply. So b bracket x square plus 1 is equal to x into 3a. So you get x square b plus b is equal to 3ax, or x square b plus b minus 3ax, if I am not wrong, is equal to 0. X square b plus b minus 3ax is equal to 0. X square b, bx square minus 3ax plus b. Yeah, that's the same thing, is equal to 0. Did you understand this? So for simplification, we applied componendo dividendo and then squaring both the side, and then again componendo dividendo, simplifying, and cross multiplication gives you the answer. So this is ratio and proportion. I hope you understood the whole chapter. It was pretty simple, not very difficult, pretty simple. If you look at a question carefully, maybe a couple of questions will give you some difficulty here and there, but yeah, you will be able to get over them, right? See you in the next video. Bye bye.